Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're a first-time watcher, glad to have you here. If you're a returning favorite, welcome back. So, oh my gosh, it's been over a week since I have recorded any kind of content. I have been so under the weather, and I'm still, I have this cough, this nagging cough, that just won't go away. And I've been taking like over-the-counter meds all week, and it hasn't been doing anything, so I finally called the doctor today. You know, I got some prescriptions I started tonight, so hopefully, things will be going much better in the next couple of days. So, that being said, I haven't burned anything to review, but what I do have is I have a haul, and this is a haul I'm very excited to share with you guys because I have never owned one of these brand new. I have never seen these in the store per se. When I came into Yankee Candle, it was right after these were retired. So I have never held a brand new one. And I have one brand new one here. But so of course I am talking about, as you can tell by the title, a Yankee Candle Black Band haul. And for those who aren't familiar with what a black band is, I'll quickly show it to you. It's a Yankee Candle that has these black bands going around it, and so on. So I'll talk about this a little bit here. So these candles came out around 95, 96. They came after the Yankee Candle Country Kitchen ones. You know, they had the oval label there. It was all text, and it had just the sticker right there with the name on it. So these came out in 95, 96, and they were retired in 2005, 2006. So they had a good 10-year run under Yankee Candle. They did come out under Michael Kittredge Sr. when he was still running the company. So this was part of his, probably one of the last legacies he left with Yankee Candle or these jars. Because by the time he sold the company in 98 and everything, he was just phasing out of everything there. So these candles, they're really considered the holy grail, if you will, of Yankee Candle because they were probably the most widely available candles at the time. Yankee was distributing all over the country. You know, then they started going international or whatnot. So they were picking up mainstream, where the other jars weren't so mainstream, but these certainly were mainstream there. So, and these were probably the most scented jars. Legend has it, and I haven't burned any of these yet. So I'm just going off by what Legend says. So Legend has it. These are the most powerful Yankee candles ever created. They did not need Illumilids. Illumilids did not even exist until 2006, 2007, per my research there. So, that being said, let's get in and let's talk about it. Now, the title of this, $35. I paid $35 for all of these. So, if you go on eBay, you go on Mercari, whatever, you're going to find $25, $30, up to $200, $300 for one jar with a black band. So, my advice and how I did this was Facebook Marketplace. I just searched Yankee Candle, Yankee Candles in my area. Lo and behold, this is from two different people here, $35 total from two different people. And lo and behold, here I am. After years of searching for black bands at a reasonable price, all of a sudden, two different listings in 1 week. So let's get into it. So, start with Splash Your Rain here. So, Splash Your Rain, this was a 2002 release when it came out. Now, I only know this could be a little bit later than 2002, up to 2005, because the date codes on these, they don't exist. And the numbers that are on here are literally impossible to read. I don't know if any of you guys out there know how to read black band codes. I will give them to you here. This one says maybe this was 2014, maybe, because it says, I'm sorry, 2004 maybe. It says 4321J2. This one looks a little bit more modern on there, so this might have been 2004 pour, but it did come out in 2002. And you guys remember, this came accompanied with a CD, Splash and Rain CD. Had all sorts of like nature sounds and whatnot. And we have that Yankee Candle logo on the jar. And this one is tunneled a little bit. I'm going to try to fix these to the best I can, because I do want to get a fresh burn on them and see what they're all about. I didn't pay a lot of money for them, so I'm not gonna burn them all the way down. Again, get a good fresh burn, and then we'll go from there. This is a very clean scent. This scent is actually coming back this year. It's actually back right now for the 50th anniversary. So I am going to get a jar of that to compare against this to see how this is aged. This jar is at least about 14 years old. Could be a little older than that, right? 2009, 2019. And this was a 2004 pour, so 15 years, let's say. Let's just say this is 15 years old. The oldest it would be is 17 years. So we'll see how this aged. Wick looks good on there. So coloration, you know, the oils blended together there, so it doesn't look too bad. Label looks maybe a little faded, but overall it does look pretty good there. And one thing I noticed on these, I don't know if it's this one, yeah, it says France on it, on the actual plastic part, whereas the new ones say made in the USA. So maybe at the time these lids were at least made in France. So next we'll go to the oldest one I think I have here, and that's Hollyberry. And we can look at the oils that have just gone through this jar and this lid. So the reason why I say it's the oldest one is look at the label on the jar, on the lid there. It just says Yankee Candle in that old font. And this is also the oldest looking label that I have. Every other one looks more modern and does have older font. So this one, the code says 9336 on the side, Hollyberry. This one also, they're tight, has a little bit of tunneling going on there. Once again, fixable, really strong. This one might be the strongest. Actually, they're all pretty strong. But little discoloration going on in the wax there. Not too bad. A little bit of orange going on there. So once again, I'm going to try to fix this and give it a fresh, clean burn. That wick is a little short, but let's see what these old guys can do. And of course, we have the Hollyberry, which that logo comes back year after year. On a returning favorite. I did just smell a new jar, and they do smell very, very similar. Potent, man. Okay, so next up I have here is Hydrangea. Now, Hydrangea, this one did not come with the lid from the guy. It did come with this shade, this lilac shade here, and see it does say made for Yankee Candle, and it's got the old label on there as well. But I also did get included these little bear toppers. Remember these bear toppers that they sold? I'm not sure this is a Boyd's Bear one or not, but I do have a Boyd's Bear one here. I will show you in a minute. It just says Our America candle toppers. But yeah, so here we have Hydrangea. Love the scent of Hydrangea. We have some purple, little discoloration going on there. Smells like Hydrangea. Now this wick, no, there's no tunneling on this. It is pretty much straightforward. Looks a little dry, but we're going to see what we can do with that. Now, the wick is very tiny. I'm not sure if you can see that. So I'm going to figure out what I can do with that. And this label looks pretty good. On the bottom there, it does say 2084. And one thing I also want to note is on all these jars, it does say housewarmer jar, our strongest scented candle. Yeah, our strongest scented candle there. So there we go with that. So I will just put this back on just to seal the fragrance in. So the other one I have here is, this was a single purchase, and this is one that I don't really adore the scent. I'm not really a big bakery fan, as you guys know, but for the price, I had to get it. And it's kind of a rare one, I want to say, because it was a collaboration with Boyd's Bears, and that is Bluebeary Muffin. Notice it came with, they did a matching Blueberry bear on there. And this one came out in 2002. I think it was only out for 1 year. This is so on point to Yankee's Bluebeary Muffin. It's not even crazy. So this is a 17-year-old candle that smells like a Bluebeary Muffin, like it should, like it was released back in 2002. Like I was in 2002 and I bought this off the shelf. So this is crazy. Now, this one does have some really bad tunneling going on there. So I'm going to have to consult my friend Shane, the candle enthusiast, on what he would recommend with this. I'm kind of thinking he's going to say go with the torch method that he uses on his, which is you get the creme brulee torch and you just, you know, melt it down. But this one is going to need some major TLC there. So we'll go from there. And this one says 42219 on the bottom, right there. Next up, we have a swirl, one of the original swirls. And this was, I did some research on it. It is from 2004. That is a fact. So it is during the black band era. And it's a little bit of a weird looking jar. It is a medium jar. Has a flat lid with whatever that logo is. I'm not really sure. But this is 2 apples. This is Macintosh and Granny Smith, 14.5 ounces. So not the 13.5 that we're used to in normal swirl. So this was indeed a 14.5 ounce swirl. Has some tunneling going on, but certainly is fixable, certainly is potent. Does smell of juicy, fresh apples. So once again, apples aren't really my scent, but for the price it was bundled into all this, I had to get it. Now this was an outlet candle. As you can see, as a yellow label from back in the day. And oddly enough, this one does say 13.5 ounces on the bottom, but the label here says 14.5. So, and now this one also lists, so this was back in the day of the parlor dishes. Remember those? They were like clear parlor dishes like this. Like mistletoe came in it and everything. They were very like, not really hobnail-like glass, but they were decorative glass. Because it said the 12.12 ounce parlor dish was 30 to 35 hours. And then 12.2 ounces rather. And then the 14.5 here, 65 to 90 hours right there. So there is that. And the last one I have here is completely unburned. It's a medium jar. It's in baby powder. So I think this was one of the last black bands to come out, because I've only ever seen this in post black band labels. I've seen a couple of these on eBay, but I can't see if there's anything earlier than that. I do have a regular baby powder pour from a couple years ago from the UK. This smells on point to that, so this is probably a 15-year-old candle. Once again, unburned, little discoloration. White does not age well in this wax here. Label's also faded, so this is probably sitting in sunlight somewhere, but it is 14.5 ounces. Very, very potent. You can see the wax. I don't know if you can see, it does have a little sparkle effect going on in the wax there. So does the lid. I don't know if it's the oils that were used or what, but the lid on the rubber there, I'm not sure if you can see, comes up on camera, kind of a little sparkly there. So there's the lid on that one. And I do have another bear here. Another bear topper there. The good days of Yankee accessories. Not this. So, okay guys, so let me know what you think of this little $35 Yankee Candle black band haul. So I'll have more content coming up soon, but I just want to get something out for you guys and let you know I didn't go away and not taking a break or anything. I'm here, just sick, just illness. So, all right guys, so thanks for watching, and have a good one, and I'll see y'all real soon.